Back in business news, Kenya, Nigeria, and 11 other nations have been listed under the lower middle income countries by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. That's according to reports presented at the G20. Now, for more details, Africa 54 business correspondent Jill Malandrino joins us live from New York. Hello, Jill.
Hello. So this report sees agribusiness as having a huge potential impact in Africa and the LDCs. However, it notes that productivity is low and inefficient, but stronger links between farmers and agro industry and tighter clusters of small producers can enhance supply chain efficiencies, improve access to local and global markets, and increase real incomes of farmers, farm workers, and their families.
Now, is this due to increased access or rather intra-regional trade, you can say?
That is definitely one of the catalysts and one of the big drivers behind the African Union passport. Africa is home to one of the fastest growing middle classes in the world, filled with consumers who are looking for a variety and easier to access goods. Africans are wholeheartedly embracing mobile technology, including banking, and I believe the continent can truly be the world's leader in agribusiness and tech if the right infrastructure is put in place, and business leaders are taking notice now more than ever.
Now, we know that Japan and China have been putting a lot of money to work in Africa. You think this is going to lead to more interest being generated from the United States?
Oh, absolutely. Aid to continental trade to global institutional investment is a theme that we are going to focus on over the next couple of weeks. On September 19th, I'll be hosting a number of panels and interviews for the Africa Investor Conference at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, New York. We'll be meeting with CEOs of African stock exchanges and public and private pension funds based in the U.S. and Africa, as well as trade commissioners. Our focus will be on co-investing between the U.S. and Africa, catalyst for investment, investing trends in Africa. So stay tuned, Vincent, because we're going to be back with some great feedback from the people who put the money to work and invest for and in the future in Africa.
Looks like everybody wants a piece of Africa, and it's good for Africa. Jill, thank you very much for your reporting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right, that's Africa 54 business correspondent Jill Malandrino reporting live from New York. Now, some young Nigerian tech companies are getting a little help from the government this month. 30 firms competed for a chance to pitch their business ideas directly to the president. 3 of them made the final cut, and each of the winners got a welcome surprise. Chika Udua reports from Abuja.
Ima Okena and his team are still excited. They were one of 3 teams that got to present their business proposal directly to Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari. With the help of Microsoft, the Trackology team developed an easy way for the government to track utility bill payments.
We made a patented process where we put barcodes up on your buildings, and so government or the utility companies can verify real time whether you've paid or not and offer those services.
Their pitches were seen by Mark Zuckerberg, who was on his first trip to Nigeria.
You know, this trip has really blown me away by the talent of the entrepreneurs and the developers in this country, and by the focus on building something that's going to make a difference and going to make a change.
Okena's company and the other 2 finalists each won a surprise cash payment of about $8,000. The government wants to encourage youth techies in hopes of sparking Nigeria's economy, hit hard by low oil prices. Trackology wasn't the only startup competing.
What we make is a web-enabled multi-source energy monitoring device. It's kind of like a utility meter, but it measures power consumption from all the different power sources you have.
We are creating uncommon farmers in urban spaces using container farming.
New public workspaces to encourage tech entrepreneurs are opening up in Abuja.
If you're based in Abuja, if you're based in the north, then you can, pop into Ventures Park, be relaxed, work on your products, and get all the resources, all the backends you need to be able to thrive like, the startups in Lagos, in Africa, in Silicon Valley, in the US.
If the government's hopes are realized, one of Abuja's startups will blossom and become the next Facebook. Chika Odua for VOA.